Hey, Pretty Girl Club. So today I wanted to make another episode of the Comment Foolery Exposed series that I have here going on this channel. That's when I expose ignorant and hypocritical comments that we see made by other people on these internet streets. But today I kind of want to talk about some of the hate comments that I've received on this channel. Unfortunately, I don't have any screenshots because they've all been banned from my channel. So one time I did a video on featureism. I did that video where the title was Your Facial Features Affect the Way That Your Skin Tone is Perceived. And I talk about people's noses or their lips or their jawlines and different things that cause them to look more African versus looking more European. And somebody commented, she happened to be an unambiguous black woman, she commented and she was like, all of the issues we have going on in the black community and you're here talking about a nose? And I was thinking, well, yeah, because you guys like to argue against our skin tones, for example. You won't even let your cousin call herself light skinned. You will start calling Mama and them and asking, Mama, do you think Keisha is light skinned? I don't even think she light skinned. She dark brown skin. She done bleach herself. So you're over here having entire dissertations about who's light skinned, who's not, who has good hair, who doesn't, whose babies are going to look the lightest or the darkest. And then you get mad when I make a YouTube video that makes valid points about how your facial features affect the way that your skin tone is perceived. It's the situational hypocrisy for me. So first of all, if something is unimportant to you, such as a nose, well then why would you be sitting around in your house watching my YouTube channel talking about noses then? If it's so unimportant, why are you watching the channel? Why are you commenting on it? I thought that it wasn't important. My thing is, like, if somebody doesn't like content, why would you just sit there and watch it? And why would you comment on it? Because YouTube pays you based on views. So even if you're hate watching, you're still giving that person money. Another comment that I've heard some people say is that, colorism channels in general are divisive, or that talking about colorism is divisive. Well, I didn't start the colorism conversation, boo. I'm just here adding to it. Lighter skinned people have been excluded from the colorism conversation for decades. In fact, if you look at African American history, when they first started talking about colorism, they talked about it from both sides. They talked about darker skinned people and their experiences, and they also talked about lighter skinned people's experiences. But with the rise of social media and people trying to police freedom of speech, and with the rise of political correctness, it's no longer okay for you to talk about colorism if you are not a dark-skinned, unambiguous person. And I'm here to change that because there is no rule that says you can't talk about black issues unless you have a deep chocolate skin tone or darker. No. If you are around black people, if blackness is a part of your identity, which it is for me, then I have the right to talk about pieces of my identity at my own leisure. I have the right to talk about the black community. If I went to an HBCU, if I was raised by my black family members, if that's what I'm around, if those are my experiences, I have the right to talk about my life experiences just like anyone else. And so this channel was created to give a voice to those who have felt silenced when it comes to the whole colorism conversation. Some other foolish comments that I've received on this channel are, Doja Cat is not light-skinned. So, okay, first, Doja Cat's not light-skinned. Then I see people saying, oh, Beyonce's not light-skinned. Oh, Danny Lay's not light-skinned. So if none of these three women are light-skinned, who is light-skinned then? Give me 10 examples of people who are light-skinned, because some people try to say, oh, you can't be light-skinned if you have, if you're mixed, because mixed is a different race than black. And so therefore, people like Doja Cat or people like Danny Lay or Meghan Markle or anybody who has mixture in their background, they can't be light-skinned because they're not even black at all. And then it's like, okay, so then that would make Meg Thee Stallion light-skinned. That would make Beyonce definitely light-skinned because they are, more black identified and their parents identify more with black culture, or maybe they feel like they have an overwhelming majority of blackness. So if that's the case, then those are the real light skins then. And then suddenly it's, oh no, Meg Thee Stallion is too dark to be light skinned. Beyonce, she doesn't count as a light skinned person because Beyonce's mixed. So now they're throwing other people in and out of who's mixed and who's black. And I'm just so tired of it. And this is why I say that you shouldn't allow others to identity police you. You shouldn't allow others to tell you what your skin tone is, what your race is, who your own family members are, Because if you're constantly seeking the validation from other people on your skin tone or your racial mix or whatever, you're going to get a different answer every time. If you ask 10 people what they think of Rihanna's skin tone, you're going to get 10 different answers. Some people will say, oh, she's extremely light skinned. Some people will say she's pale. Ew, she looks white. Other people will say, oh, she's dark skinned or she is unambiguous looking. So this is why I think it's best for people to have the power and autonomy over their own bodies, for God's sakes, and over their own DNA. And they have the right to identify with any parts of their DNA that they feel a connection to, or maybe you were raised heavily in that culture or things like that. And it's just funny how people love throwing us in and out of blackness. They love throwing us in and out of who's mixed and who's not. They love debating back and forth about who's light-skinned and who's not. And I just think that's a foolish comment. So those are some of the dumb comments I've received on this channel. Some other dumb comments I've received is, so I've actually received death threats over this channel because people are so threatened by us Exoticals uniting and actually speaking for ourselves and taking back our power. But I've had people try to email me and be like, oh, shut your black ass up. You know, you're going to come back. You guys are all going to be a part of the black community where you belong. And just comments like that, that's literally showing that you view blackness as at the bottom, first of all. And also, you're trying to use blackness as a humbling tactic. Anyway, I'm not going anywhere. This channel isn't going anywhere. By the way, be sure to follow my backup channel, Exoticals Unfiltered. I will link that in the description just in case anything does happen to this channel. I don't think anything will, though, because I don't really say things that are crazy on here, and I definitely moderate the comments section. By the way, I do need some new mods, so if you're interested in being a mod, you can comment down below, and I will be picking mods soon because as this channel approaches 10K, we just need to make sure that people don't try to come and infiltrate this community because I genuinely was never seeking after, you know, having hundreds of thousands of subscribers or having the biggest community in the world. No, this community is not for everybody. This is for the Pretty Girl Club. Pretty Girl Club only. And it's so funny because anytime I like compliment us, people are like, oh, you're trying to say other girls are ugly. No, I've never said anybody else is ugly. I just said that we're pretty. Just like how white women can be pretty, unambiguous black women can be pretty, Latin American women can be pretty, Asian women can be pretty. But suddenly, if you're a mixed person or you have a lighter skin tone, suddenly, oh no, you can't call yourself pretty because that's colorist. That's racist. You only think you're pretty because you're mixed. Anyway, I'm tired of it. But definitely let me know what you guys want to see on this channel because I'm super excited to see all of the growth that we have. I have so much fun talking with you guys about everything, and it's really cool to see everyone's experiences, like when you guys comment and say, oh my god, I went through the same thing, or like, oh my gosh, I had someone try to argue about my skin tone, and you know, all of these experiences that we've been having. We are not like delusional. We weren't delusional this whole time because there are thousands of us. At this point, there are almost 10,000 of us who have had similar experiences, regardless of complexion. Some of us are darker skinned mixed women. Some of us are white passing. Some of us are black passing. And so we were never delusional this whole time. We were never just supposed to be a subgroup of another group. We were supposed to create our own group. And honestly, this channel content is just for people who can relate to it. I am not an activist. I'm not doing anything about this in real life. I don't work for the government. I'm not trying to get anything changed on the US Census. So please do not expect me to do that. This is literally a channel for entertainment purposes. And it's supposed to be like a safe space where you can come and talk about your experiences without feeling like you are bragging or without feeling like, you're just making being mixed your personality trait. Oh my god, you're so toxic. So yeah, let me know what else you guys want to see on this channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.